Awesome. I think we're sorted.
Yeah.
Let me just double check and make sure it's coming up. There's a bit of a delay sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's working, so
Yeah.
we're going to have to learn how to edit out this little bit at the start where we still don't know if we've started or not. So welcome everybody to today's live. My name is Michelle Hill, and with me I have Dinesh Karki from Nature
Namaste.
Explore Trek.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't know me, Nepal holds a very special place in my heart. The first time I ever trekked there was back in 2015 when I did Everest Base Camp, just like most people who go to Nepal for the first time. And what I discovered was not only was it an amazing physical challenge, but also it really pushed me outside my comfort zone and helped me in terms of personal growth and understanding a little bit more about my mindset. And so much so that I went back 2 years later and trekked Annapurna Circuit and just had the best trek ever. And from all of this, and there was interruptions for a few years because of, no one was allowed to travel. But from all of this, what I really want to be able to do is share with people how amazing Nepal is and what it really does offer you in terms of adventure travel, and also the opportunity to really get to know yourself a little bit better and to expand and grow. So that's where I'm coming from. And in my business, I coach business and travel areas. And I've teamed up with my very good friend Dinesh to be able to offer insights into what happens and how to trek and what you need to know. So let Dinesh introduce himself, and then today's topic is, what do I need to take when I go to Nepal? Thanks,
Yeah.
Dinesh.
Yeah. Hello, welcome everyone to the event. So this is Dinesh from Nepal. Born and brought from eastern part of Nepal, Everest, everyone knowing about Mount Everest. I was born there, not in the base camp, of course, just a few kilometers down. And I've spent my childhood in this village, like almost 15 years. And then I came to Kathmandu since that early age of mine. Then I started my this career since that date. And when I started this job, I was porter, and I spent like more than 5-6 years in this job. And then manually I upgrade as a senior Sherpa, then helper, and cook for the groups. And then finally I became guide the last 15 years ago. And I work with one of the toppest level trekking companies, Kathmandu, last 12 years. And I trekked with groups in every region of Nepal, like including Mount Everest region, Annapurna region, Langchang region, Mount Manaslu, Mount Kanchenjunga base camp, Makalu base camp, everywhere almost. And the last 8 years, we have our own trekking company with the top of our guide team. We're running our own trekking company called Nature Explore Trek since 2015 to now. So we have been working and organizing so many groups, including Tibet and Nepal and India, across everywhere. So now we're working with this project with Discovery Your Age with Michelle. And yeah, welcome everyone here, and we're happy to share our experience with everyone. Yeah.
Thanks, Dinesh. So with a background and experience like that, I feel pretty confident asking Dinesh these questions because it's all based on his knowledge and experience. So like when you pack to go to Nepal and trek in Nepal, there's so many different things to remember. What I've done is I've just broken it down into a few different categories. So we'll talk through each category. And the first one will be footwear. But don't panic if you feel like there's so much information coming at you and you've got to write everything down or you can't remember. because I will create a downloadable report based on all of the different items, and I've actually got a list here already printed off, so that if you would like a written report and all of this information that we talk about today sent to you, all you need to do is comment on the live, or if you're watching the replay, just do #replay and please send me the download. So first of all, let us talk about what sort of footwear should I be bringing when I come to Nepal to trek.
Yeah, well, thank you for the first questions, and it's really interesting. So the footwear is, everyone knows it is trekking boots. Trekking boots is very important to have. Those who are planning trekking in any region of Nepal or anywhere in the world. So the trekking boot is very important. And of course, you need good designed trekking boots who are covered, support your ankles and grip on the even trains, and protect against the elements. Okay, they are installed for preventing injuries and ensuring comfort during long treks. So this is very important boots. So when you are trekking, it is very important to have with you. So you can also have one pair of support shoes or sandals when you are on trekking. This used for when you reach at the tea house, so you can change with your boots. The boots you wear most of it when you trek during the day. The sandals and your sports shoes you can change when you reach at the tea house. So this is for very important. So you'll feel more comfortable. The sandals, if you don't have like your the sports shoes, still you can use the comfortable sandals, so which you can use when you reach at there.
Okay. And what about gaiters and things like that? Is that necessary?
Yes, especially when it depends which trek you go. Like, for example, if we go like Everest Base Camp, Annapurna circuit trekking, Manaslu circuit, like high trek and longer trek. So gaiters are most useful gears. They protect your pants, the below the underpants, like I mean the which cover from the body and snow. They are protect to go water inside your suits. Then if the water or snow goes inside your suits, you will feel weighty and cold. So if you have gaiters, they will protect to go inside your water or snow when you walk into that.
All right. Now I've got here clothing as well. So I mean, before I came to Nepal the first time, I just assumed I was going to need lots and lots of warm clothing, but that's not always the case. So if you just want to run through some of the things that people would need to pack for clothing.
Yes, the most important is, of course, we need warm clothes when we are on trekking for any trek, and it depends the season also. For example, when we do the longer trek, already I mentioned, like Everest region, Annapurna region, Langtang, Makalu, Manaslu, Kanchenjunga, anywhere. So we need down jackets. Of course, this is very important to protect from cold. Down jackets are Gore-Tex. Like those who give any of them, you can choose any of them. So these jackets are we always suggest you the lightweight, not like heavy one. You can get you can choose from the shops. Also, you can buy them in Kathmandu before your trip starts.
Okay, cool.
And this is very important anyway. You can.
And what else? Do you want me to just quickly run through the list, or do you?
No. It's I'm just continue. So you can also.
Sorry, I've interrupted.
One down jackets. Okay. Second, we can go to light wind jackets, which is protect from the cold. Or when you are this lightweight jackets, you will keep when you are walking, and especially when we walk in the shadow. Then you can have like long t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, which are very useful. So protect from sun and protect when you're walking. If you have long sleeve t-shirts, they will cover your all the arms. So this is very useful. And we saw this at least two pairs, or at least like two piece, not two pairs.
Yeah.
Okay. And we saw this like pairs lightweight trousers. These are very useful. And one pair of shorts, suitable warmer days along for better ventilations for you. And one fleece and a warmer sweater, which is very useful. And this is for the cold nights or higher altitude, providing additional institutions. And we suggest you like it two t-shirts which suitable for casual wear, layering and as a base layer under jackets. And we suggest another two pairs light socks suitable for warmer days. They wick away moisture and prevent blisters. And we suggest three pairs heavy wool socks designed for cold conditions. They provide warmth and cushioning and moisture wicking protects properties. And we suggest sweat t-shirts and light sweater and extra layer for warmth and during cooler evening.
Yeah.
And of course, the underwear, including thermals. Thermals provide an added layer of warmth, and while regular underwear ensure comfort and hygiene.
Yeah, and I think
this,
listening to all that, from my point of view, it is all about layering, isn't it? Because you need to, like some of the days when you're trekking can actually be quite hot, and you can be down.
Yeah.
You might still have 3 layers on mid-morning. So yeah.
So of course the warm hat, the benny hat, and gloves are very important to have. And sunglass, sun hat, and sunscreen is as important, which to protect from sun.
Yeah.
And when you are walking, and if it is in case it's snowing in upper part of the upper section of trek, so the gloves are very important. And of course the warm hat you will use in the morning and evening when you go out of tea house for photograph or anything.
Yeah, I know for sunglasses, I got ones that were more wraparound, so it protected more from the side as well as just from the front.
Yes, so always better to have like with rope, like which we can cover, like like your back.
Yeah,
it's also very important.
right.
And we suggest you the backpack. Okay, the backpack, medium-sized backpack is very important.
So now we're on to equipment.
Pardon?
So now we're on to equipment. What equipment do we need? Yeah.
So the medium-sized backpack is very important to have when you were walking during the day. So we suggest like a 5 to 7 kilo for your self carry. And duffel bag, which is the most your things go inside your bag to carry your equipment. Okay, this bag will carry by supporting our staff or any porters anywhere in any regions. And the day pack, I already told you, like 5 to 7 kilo, 5 to 7 kilo kg, like I mean the size.
Yeah, I put a volume on there because a lot of people, when they go to buy a backpack, like it goes by the volume of the pack. So yeah, I mean, my pack is bigger than 35 liters, but that doesn't mean to say I pack it full. It just means that I've got plenty of space and I can fit extra water, or I can fit extra jacket in if I need it.
Yeah, this is good point. Yeah, if you have a little bigger size, never mind. So it is better to have, instead of 7 liters, so you can take 10 liters, no problem.
Yeah.
So that makes like more comfortable when you're packing your own self. And sleeping bag is another most important equipments when you are on trek. So it depends. If you go like a higher adventure remote trekking, take a -20. And if you are like a lower part of trek, like easy treks, short treks, like whatever, any Funil trek, Langtang Valley trek, or PK Peak trek, or any lower altitude trek, so -10 will be work for you. Yeah. And still you can get extra blanket from the tea houses where you stay overnight.
Yeah.
So you can use them on top of your sleeping bag if you want.
Yeah.
So if you feel colder. And so when you go for remote area of trekking, we always suggest you to have inner sleeping seat. Like it is very important to have. So which is if you need to cover your like face, and it will be clean yourself, so it will protect from cold and cough from the dust. Yeah. So this is important to have.
Can I just ask a question? So
Yes,
with the
please.
sleeping bag, like, do you hire them or loan them to people on your treks, or is it better to bring your own?
It's both option is available. If you have already your own sleeping bag, you can bring your sleeping bag. If you
Yeah,
don't have already and you need to buy new one, so you can also hire in Kathmandu. So
right.
the per day it is like a $2.5 US dollar charge.
Yeah,
So when you back from trek, you can return them.
right. Okay. So, because all I'm thinking is for people who don't normally use a sleeping bag that's rated for such cold weather, if they don't want to buy a sleeping bag just for that trek, then they can hire one in Kathmandu and then bring their own liner.
Absolutely true. Yes,
Okay.
they can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and head torch is very important with extra batteries, because when we go to the hiking, like especially some viewpoint we have to go to before sunrise, to first see the sunrise view. For example, Kalapatra viewpoint to see the Mount Everest, or
Yeah.
Bukyori viewpoint to see the Mount Everest, and Annapurna, when we do the Annapurna region, we trek to Punil viewpoint
Yeah.
to see the sunrise of Annapurna. So
Yeah.
at that time, the light will not started, but we have to work in dark. So that case,
Nothing like trekking in the dark.
sometimes, like if something delay, like weather or like anything problem, sometimes we have to also walk in light in dark. So that case, we don't know about that
Yeah.
situation, so it's
Yeah.
unpredictable. So that's the reason we suggest to have head torch, good quality of head torch with extra batteries. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's extra plastic bags for packing your clothes or anything, like like anything uh, extra from your bag. We not suggest you to throw on the way, because we want to save our nature for our next generations.
Yes.
So if anything, so there is some tin or garbage point, so we can drop there. We don't have to carry all the way back to Kathmandu anyway. But
Yeah.
for the moment, so we can pack in our plastic bag. So if we cannot get plastic everywhere where we need it. So
Yeah.
that's the
Very
reason we
important.
suggest.
Yeah.
And another important thing is water bottle. Water bottle is very important to have. So at least 1 liter. So water, you can get for water, there is two options. So you can buy mineral water, or take from natural water from tap, and pour the drop, like and make drinkable. So
Yeah.
you can also use both options. So we suggest to have, like, so have natural water, put the drops and wait half an hour and drink. And
Okay.
everywhere you can refill when you finish. And
Yeah.
at least a day you have to drink 3 or 4 liters of water, including the hot tea you drink.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
makes you this give you dehydrations, and you make more comfortable, and you won't feel tired as you need to. So this
Yeah.
water bottle and water is very important when you are trekking.
Yeah.
So we always suggest to all our trekkers or our travelers and our customers, drink 3 to 4 liters or late a day.
Yeah.
And if you feel the taste is different with the tap, the like drop or any medicine, so you can also buy the mineral water.
Yeah.
It depends which trek you are. For example, if you go some treks in in some region, they don't sell the mineral water
Right.
because of they keep the environment clean. So
Yeah.
that reason you have to fill from safe drinking water stations,
Yeah.
or fill the water from the natural tap, and put the drop, the medicine for make drinkable.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was just like, I think I've said this before. For me personally, I like to use a bladder
Yeah.
and in my backpack, so that I can just keep sipping the whole time rather than having to stop and get a water bottle out and take a drink. But it does come down to personal preference and whatever's easier for you.
It is.
And I just like that, because then it means I am constantly sipping all day. So
Yeah, we also suggest, we don't suggest you to carry a whole 3 liters from morning, so you can refill every station, or if you can buy everywhere the mineral water also.
yeah.
Okay, so then another is walking poles is very important. So at least better to have one. Normally we can buy peers, so they are not expensive. We buy the reasonable one in even Kathmandu or even in your hometown. So they are very important when you, especially they keep you balanced. So when you go down, it's more important, or when you go up, it's always usable. So better to have the walking poles.
Yeah.
And when you're walking in the snow, so you can feel, how deep is the snow and where you go put your feet. Or like when you
I've
walk down.
never walked in snow. That's still on my list of things to do.
Yeah, anyway, you will follow the guide footprints, the dove, like the place like where guides walk. But yeah, it's still, like sometimes you have to walk your own, like like the maybe need to be alternatively. So that case is also help. So
Yeah.
especially when you're going down and if your knees feel like kind of a little faint, so they will always keep you in balance. So
Yeah.
highly recommended walking poles also. Okay, now right now we are in. I'm also telling you, suggest you a little bit about first aids. We are not a doctor, but we have basic training, and we just suggest people. So what happened in mountain about this altitude sickness or anything, and what we need for basic. Okay, so always the first aid kits. It's always advisable for being a commercially available kit. These kits are designed to address a wide range of common injuries and elements that might occur during treks, such as cords, scraps, burns, and more. Okay, they are compact, organized, and contain essential items like band-aids. We suggest like band-aids, and anticipates pain reliefs, and a twister. It is very important. Like many people get twister, so this is very important to have. Having a ready-made kit and ensure you're prepared for most emergencies without the hassle or assembling one yourself.
Yeah. And I know that you carry first aid equipment, but I know from being on group treks and long treks that it is super important to have all of your own stuff, because that's what will be used for you if something happens to you. Because if you use somebody else's, or if you use the stuff that the guide is carrying, then if something else happens and someone else gets injured, then there might not be enough for the second person. So, it is really important to make sure that you have enough for yourself and to cover yourself for any eventuality. Sorry,
Yes.
I'll stop using my mother voice now.
No, you are right. You are very, very right. So I'm agree. So we are any medicines taste is different in Nepal and your flavor. So as Michelle said, so always better to have your own kit bag. Of course, we have in guide also have a kit bag. So there's all which I namely mentioned already. So this install will be with us also. So if you have your own, so it's always better.
Yeah, cool.
And then another things, I'm going to Muskin for blister. So this is very important. I've been trekking like last 20 years now, leading many groups, many from different countries. Most of them get blister from the shoe size or from the train and from the road condition, trail conditions. So if you have your the tape or anything for blister, it is always useful to have in your kit bag.
Yeah.
It's protect your a protective layer against frictions. Okay, frictions.
Yeah.
Preventing and treating blisters. It is totally protect your leg. And personal medical.
I just mentioned too, when I did my recent trek in Lara Pinta, I used the Injinji socks, which are I use the liner ones, and each individual toe, it's like gloves for toes. And I didn't actually get any blisters at all, which I was really happy about. So as well as bringing stuff to treat blisters, have a look at the socks and the type of socks that you bring as well, because that's really important.
Yeah, the socks are also very important to have. Yeah, they will protect lots.
Yeah.
And about personal medical, always when you take your personal medical kit or medicines about anything for trek, always consult with your doctors before you depart your trip. This is very helpful for you. Okay. And another is high altitude medicines. It is very important. High altitude medicine is called diamonds. So normally we have in our kit bag with our guide who are leading the group. And if you have your own taste, you can also bring from your hometown. So you don't have to take from when you arrive in Nepal. So your guide will suggest you when you need to start it. And it depends which trek you are going. So for a remote trek, for Everest or for Annapurna, or for high adventure base camp trek, so normally you have to start after 2,500 meters. So anything the guide will advise you when you feel that. And
Good.
another high altitude medicine is return back at least 300-400 meter descent. So these things the guide will explain.
Yep. Awesome. Anything else? I've just got here some personal hygiene stuff.
Yeah, this is another important things, swimming customs. This is the depends on the region where you, for if you're going to Everest base camp or Everest region trekking, any eye passes or Gokyo Lake, so don't take the swimming custom, because there is no any hot spring, natural hot spring or any hot bath at the tea house. Okay,
Right.
so but if you do the same in Annapurna region, take the swimming custom, because along the way there is so many beautiful natural hot natural hot spring.
Okay.
There is like a natural hot spring come out, and the local community make the small pool, swimming pool, where you can take like a small swimming.
I did that when I was doing Annapurna circuit. Yeah, we went and sat in
Yeah.
hot springs, and it was good because it was towards the end of the trek. So the muscles kind of went, oh, this feels good.
Relieve your body. After long walk,
yeah,
you will feel definitely worth it, and it is really wellness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then when you, of course, it is most of travels know that, and then don't forget to pack the small towel. This is very important. You can also get towel, but they might not clean as you want, so better to have a small your travel towel.
Yeah.
And of course, a washing kit, like you can also get in Kathmandu, but if you have your prepared like smell or nice soaps, so better to have from your home country, or you can also buy some of them in Kathmandu before your trip departure, or Pokhara, or look. And toiletries things like you can also buy here. That's all this, like of course on the mountain, when we are in mountain, you can buy every shops the toilet paper and the tissue papers. So you can also carry some from the extra from beginning of trek also.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So when I put together the list that we're going to give to everybody, or everyone who wants it, I have actually added some additional information about some of the types of boots that we recommend, and the benefits of taking the time to choose the right boot. A little bit more detail about walking poles and how they really help you, and some of the benefits of making sure that you really take the time with your first aid kit. For me personally, I bought a commercial kit so that I would know that I had everything I needed, and then I added my personal medications to it. But as always, if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about today, then please comment below, or reach out to either Dinesh or myself. If you would like a copy of the list that we've created, all the information that Dinesh has talked about today, plus a little bit extra about some of the benefits and some of the boots that we recommend, then please also comment below with download, even if you're watching the replay, and then we will send you the link and send you the information. So I hope that everyone found this really helpful, and I'm just looking at my notes because we did discuss before we started what we're going to talk about next week, so I could seamlessly roll into that discussion, but then of course I forgot. So next week what we're going to do is a little bit similar to last week. We're going to put the spotlight on something like a particular region this time, rather than a particular trek. We're going to do the spotlight on Annapurna region, because there are a number of different treks that you can do within that region. And Dinesh will talk through like some of the different areas in Annapurna, some of the highlights, and some of the views that you will be able to get. Am I right? Is that what?
Yes, you're right. Yes, we're going to talk like that.
Good.
Yeah.
As always, thank you so much for your time, and for everybody who's watching and watching the replay. And make sure you look for us at 1:15 Brisbane time, 9 o'clock Kathmandu time next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday, everyone.
Yeah, bye everybody.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just